हिंदी गुजराती से इंग्लिश बात થઈ ગઈ
ઓડિયન્સ ઇંગ્લિશ છે ગુજરાતી છે
સર સાઉથ અને નોર્થ ના વધારે છે સર સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ
તો સારું છે ને વધારે સારું
total registration is about 250
અરે વાહ વેરી ગુડ
250 persons are online
by any standard it is a good registration.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries and the students. I am Dr. Pranav Dave, the program coordinator of Asia's first and the unique course in forensic journalism launched by the National Forensic Sciences University. On behalf of Honorable Founder Vice Chancellor of this university, Padma Shri Dr. J. Vyas sir, I warmly welcome you all to the webinar on role of forensic journalism in new media. It is being organized by the School of Management Studies, National Forensic Sciences University at Gandhinagar on the occasion of National Press Day. Today, we are privileged to have eminent personalities at the webinar, Mr. Ajay Umat sir, Group Editor, Ahmedabad Mirro and Navgujarat Samay, Padma Shri Dr. J. Vyas sir, Vice Chancellor of NFSU, Professor Dr. Purvi Pokhriyal ma'am, Campus Director, NFSU Gandhinagar, Professor Dr. S. O. Junare sir, Dean, School of Management Studies. It is our privilege to have them here on a virtual platform to share their experiences and thoughts with us. Before we invite our dignitaries for the speech, I would like to say a few words about the beginning of the forensic journalism course. In the year 2020, when India was celebrating 100 years of media and journalism education, a unique course in forensic journalism was launched by NFSU. This is the first course in entire Asia. The credit goes to Padma Shri Dr. J. Vyas sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of NFSU, for launching such a course, historic course in New India. Let me tell you briefly that November 16 marks National Press Day to commemorate the establishment of the Press Council of India, which was formed in 1966. 16th November 1966, the Press Council of India assumed the role of moral watchdog to fourth pillar of the country in order to ensure that the press maintains the quality and high standards expected from it. Now, we will begin our webinar with welcome speech. Dr. Barod sir will join. He is the Associate Dean of School of Management Studies. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. On behalf of School of Management Studies, National Forensic Sciences University, on the occasion of the National Press Day, a webinar is scheduled on role of forensics journalism in New India. Again, on behalf of School of Management Studies, I welcome all the dignitaries. The first among Shri Ajay Umat ji. He would be delivering a speech on topic on role of forensic journalism in New India. From the bottom of my heart, Ajay Umat ji, welcome to the National Forensic Sciences University and thanking you for accepting our invitation. I also welcome our visionary leader, Dr. J. Vyas sir, Padma Shri, and Vice Chancellor, National Forensic Sciences University, for accepting our invitation and delivering a presidential address for this webinar. I also welcome Professor Dr. Purvi Pokhriyal madam, the campus director, Gandhinagar campus, to sharing her thoughts and remaining present in this webinar series, in this webinar also. Again, on behalf of School of Management Studies, I welcome you all, the dignitaries, and I'm sure that this webinar would be definitely a fruitful thoughts. It provides a fruitful thoughts to the people who are delivering in forensic journalism domain. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Baro sir, for the warm welcome of the dignitaries. Before I invite Mr. Ajay Umat sir for the keynote address, I would like to share some of his achievements. Mr. Ajay Umat sir, a well-known and respected senior journalist from Gujarat, has built a formidable reputation for himself in 34 years of exemplary service in the field of journalism. A prolific writer, journalist, and an orator, he has honed his skills in some of the premier newspapers of the country, including Gujarat Samachar, Sandesh, Jan Satta, Lok Satta, Dainik Bhaskar, Divya Bhaskar, and the Times of India. Mr. Umat sir is currently the group editor of Ahmedabad Mirror and Navgujarat Samay. Shri Umat sir sets himself apart from the other journalists with his scrupulous regard for facts and maintaining journalistic neutrality and professional qualities even in the most difficult times. Some of these stories uh, include Nithari serial killings, Kutch earthquake, terrorist attack on Akshardham temple in Gandhinagar, and several others. Mr. Umar sir retained for BBC for 20 years, Times Now, CNN, IBN, India TV, and other Gujarati and foreign channels often approach him for his views and expert comments, especially when big stories break out in Gujarat. He was invited by the US Department of State to participate in an international visitors leadership program on investigative journalism, where he got exposure to various international media personalities and media houses. He remained a part of the media delegation of Honorable Prime Minister of India on several occasions and witnessed international summits in various countries from time to time. Sri Umat sir has been honored with Harindra Dave's Smriti Paritoshik in presence of Saint Shri Murari Bapu by eminent writer and scholar Gunwant Shah in the year 2010. Besides this, he has also been conferred Tushar Bhatt Award for Excellence in Journalism, T.T. Ginnar Award, Chitralekha Award, and various other awards. Mr. Umar sir has been conferred Lifetime Achievement Award by the Indian Journalists Union in the year 2019. Mr. Umar sir has mentored a generation of journalists in the field. He was also the president of Gujarat Media Club. With this, may I now request Mr. Ajay Umar sir to share his views and experiences on the topic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pranav Dave. I'm very happy to be at National Forensic Science Journalist University. Am I audible, Pranav?
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But I have to put a disclaimer that, I'm student of Professor Purvi Pukhriyal. Under her guidance, I'm doing my PhD, and I learned a lot of things from Dr. J.M. Vyas as his informal student. And I would like to mention, during my lecture, I would mention a lot of stories, which I broke because of Dr. J.M. Vyas and his guidance. And their journey is still continuing. And I think he is pioneer in the field of forensic science journalism and also in the field of forensic science. So at one point of time, sir, I am feeling very suffering from inferiority complex to speak in front of you about, forensic journalism. But with your permission and blessings of Professor Purvi Pukhriyal, may I start, ma'am? And sir,
Yes.
thank you, sir. So we are all lucky that today is National Press Day, and I'm happy that this Institute of National Excellence is celebrating this National Press Day. Sir, when I was a student of journalism, the definition of news which was taught to us that if dog bites a man, it is not a news, because it is his nature. Dog bites a man, but if man bites a dog, then it is a news. These days we say that when I go and teach in Center for Development Communication and in other MICA and other institutes, I say that if dog bites man, that is also not a news. But if dog bites a man and if man bites a dog and if dog catches corona, then it is a news. So dimension of news has changed in a very drastic manner. When I started my career, we were told that you have to be watchdog of society, you have to become gatekeeper in the society, you have to become whistleblower in the society. But eventually I realized that the definition of news is that something that somewhere somebody wants to stop. That is the definition of news. And when I was doing my LLM, Purvi ma'am taught us that journalism is the fourth estate beside parliament, executive, and judiciary. They are the three important estate. Journalism is the fourth estate. So it is a democratic institution, and we have to perform our institutional role. Now, sir, when I started my career as journalist, I distinctly remember it was a Shivratri evening, and all my reporters had gone to listen to a cultural evening program where chief minister and other dignitaries were present, and I was sitting in the office and releasing pages, and suddenly a bootlegger who later on become an MLA, he telephoned me and he said, "Sir, you are always writing, negative stories about me. But today, we have done a great social work." So I said, "What?" He said, "Sir, so many people, are dying because of that hooch tragedy, that poisonous liquor. And, I took all those patients to SSG hospital in Baroda and bringing their dead bodies back and, taking them to crematorium." So I was shocked. I said, "What happened?" Because it was 9:30 in the evening, and nobody knew that such huge tragedy has occurred. So he said, "Just go and check in Sayaji Hospital." When I went to Sayaji Hospital, sir, I found that 38 people died, and there I met Professor Uday Purandare. He was head of the forensic and pathology department, and I asked him, "Sir, what has happened?" So he told me that all these people have consumed methyl alcohol, or something, a denatured spirit, instead of ethyl alcohol or uh, daru, country made liquor. And he said that the confirmative test is that all these people are complaining that they can't see. So he said it is typical characteristic of methyl alcohol that it will affect to your optical nerve first, and later on it will impact your, I think there is some echo. Hello. It will impact your kidney, liver, heart, and resulting to multi-organ failure. So I said, "Sir, what is the remedy? What is the remedy, or what is an antidote?" So he said it would be difficult for us to give antidote. I said, "Sir, why? We are in a government hospital. SSG was a very big hospital. It is still a big hospital." He said, "Look, the antidote is ethyl alcohol. And today is Shivratri's holiday. Tomorrow is Saturday, that is also a state holiday. And the after tomorrow is Sunday, and government stores is closed. So I can't get ethyl alcohol." So I asked him, "Sir, why do you need ethyl alcohol?" Then he explained to me that after optical nerve, it would affect to the liver. After optical nerve, it would affect to liver and then to kidneys. So he said that if I get ethyl alcohol, then a process of titration will happen, because if liver has to process from metabolism point of view, it would process ethyl alcohol first and would not give a chance to methyl alcohol. So he said if somebody has by mistake consumed methyl alcohol, and if I have to save the life, then I have to give him ethyl alcohol, so that that enzyme would not allow methyl alcohol to process, and naturally ethyl alcohol would be processed first by liver, and through urine process methyl alcohol would be out, or we can at the most go take the patient for dialysis, and we can save the patient. So I said, "But why can't you open stores?" He said, "No, there is nobody in stores room, and I can't, open their lock." So, Purvimam, I immediately rushed on my motorbike to Polo Ground, and I went to the chief minister and I told him, "Sir, so many people would die because doctors are saying that whoever patients will come here, we have no option. Even if we increase their glucose, it would expediting or accelerating their death. We have no ethyl alcohol." So Amar Singh Bhai Chaudhary was chief minister, and he left the program, immediately came to SSG hospital, and he said, "Ke break this store soon and give ethyl alcohol." But by the time Vyas, almost 128 people had died because of that huge tragedy. Fortunately, other lives were saved. But immediately, I learned this and I gave my gyan to a police officer who was, struggling here and there, because he told me that, 6 of his colleagues, constable and sub inspectors, have also consumed liquor, and they were afraid that, if they go to civil hospital, they may be suspended. I said, sir, they all will die. So what we did, we took out a jug of ethyl alcohol, gave it to him, and in his police van, he took it and he gave it to all 6 persons, and fortunately, 6 lives were saved. And when this appeared in newspaper, later on, another whose tragedy occurred in Sutrapada, and taking a leaf out of this experience, the police officer, what he did to save lives, because to get a help from Gandhinagar or Rajkot, it was difficult to save lives in Sutrapada. Whatever muddamal they had arrested from country-made liquor or other foreign liquor, because it was it was a tourist destination. So what they did, they had given that muddamal to police officer and to hospital doctors, and they saved so many lives. So that was the first lesson, I learned in field of journalism, that lives can be saved if you use forensic science knowledge. And that was my first lesson, where I learned the use of Bush tragedy. I also learned that, how denatured spirit drum was mixed with ethyl alcohol. And because of that study, because of the intervention of forensic science, so many people were convicted in Baroda Hush tragedy. So another example, and it is a very famous example, that in 2002 riots took place in Gujarat following. Can you fix this echo? Somebody's mic is on, I think. Can you check it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, is it okay? Yeah.
अपना बंद करो ना.
It's okay, Junara sir? Okay. Yes, now it is okay. Now there is no echo. So, following this, we all know the case that, Sabarmati Express coach S6 was burnt at Gudra railway station, and almost 59 car sevak died, or, burnt alive in that gory incident. And Gujarat government has appointed Justice Nanavati and Shah commission, and railway authorities has appointed their own commission, and their findings were diagonally opposite. And at that point of time, central government and government of Gujarat has agreed that, we should take help of forensic science department, headed by Dr. J.M. Vyas. And Dr. J.M. Vyas and their team, they could find out that outside the coach, it was impossible to throw anything, which can burn the coach. So then they find out that hydrocarbon was present in the coach S6, and later on, after forensic intervention, they found that, near the seat number 72, a drum must have been planted, which was poured almost 60 to 70 liters in coach S6. And then, they said, but how somebody can enter into that coach? And then, forensic investigation proved that somebody entered from coach 7. They tiered vestibule and entered into coach S6. They did this, and then they burned that coach. So that was an intervention, by which it was established that, somebody from outside came with inflammable liquid, maybe petrol or any other thing which was involving hydrocarbon, and the presence of hydrocarbon was proved in that coach S6 episode. And that was a forensic science intervention by which a case was established, and we all know that so many people were convicted. Pranav has rightly mentioned about Nithari killing. Nithari serial killing in Delhi. Nithari is a small village in Noida district of Uttar Pradesh, adjoining to Delhi city. And at that point of time, 17 girl and boy children, 17 children, of which 10 were girls, their dead bodies were found near that Nithari village. and all were in a mutilated conditions, and it has created a lot of big uproar in media. And CBI and other investigating agencies, they could not find out, because there was not a single eyewitness in that case. And later on it was found that all the dead bodies were found near the house of Mr. Paderia, who was staying in sector 31 Noida near Ithari village. And this person was a psychopath. This person was a psychopath, and some tantric has taught him that if you kill children, by which it is the only remedy of your impotency, that you should kill some children, give some bali. And he had killed, with the help of his maid servant, 17 children, of which 10 were girls. And later on, Hyderabad laboratory and Gujarat Forensic Science Laboratory, they did their brain mapping, polygraph test, and other tests, and by which it was proved, and Moninder Singh was convicted in almost all the cases, and death punishment was granted to both of them. And they later on committed also about their uh, heinous crime. The point I am making is that in all the three cases which I am mentioning, DNA test which was conducted by Gujarat FSL laboratory proved most important evidence. And that is the reason that these days we call DNA as GPS of crime. That is divine notified Aadhaar card, by which you can find the Janam Kundli of a criminal, because wherever there is a touch, there is a DNA, because from the amino acids of your fingerprint perspiration also you can find out the DNA of an individual. And technology is in abundance, but how we can use it, that is the key in any investigation. So if you can connect the dot, Vyasa, when I had come to NFSU last, Amit Bhai Shah, our home minister, has told a very important thing. He said the crux of the whole thing is that in all criminal justice system, whether you can bring the culprit to books or not, whether conviction rate has improved or not. So as a student of law, as a student of uh, journalism also, and also as a student of forensic science, I think that if you connect the dot, use the technology in a proper manner, then you can definitely bring conviction rate very, very high. And that can be proved in several other cases also, which I have seen during my journalistic journey. Another important case, which was detected by our honorable Prime Minister, who was at that point of time Chief Minister of Gujarat. In Gujarat, sir, in 2007, you must be, because you were part of that investigation team. Vyasa was part of that investigation team. He was heading that team, and he has helped at that point of time CID crime chief. I'm forgetting his name. He was a dear friend. So, Chief Minister Modi had gone there because 10 lions were killed in Gir lion, and World Wildlife and Wildlife Sanctuary authorities and everybody was upset that why Kesav Kumar was there. He got assistance from JM Vyasa. So he narrated the whole incident, and we were talking to Chief Minister after his visit to Gir Sanctuary, and he said that I have got a very important clue, and I told Kesav Kumar to work on it. And later on, Kesav Kumar told me that we could identify a Bahelia tribe from their characteristic, that you will find bad odor from their dresses because they don't take bath. Their ladies have hazel eyes, and all the women will found with at least 3 children. So after due diligence, they could find out lion claws, carcasses, and other things. But in all the 10 killings, the lion scales and lion nails were missing. So they used mobile technology, mobile network. A matchbox was found, a chameli brand. That means that person is not from Gujarat, because in thick forest you cannot find a matchbox. That matchbox was written with chameli brand. Then they realized that person is the chameli brand is available only in Madhya Pradesh. Then they found out people of Bahelia community, it is a nomadic tribe, and their names are also like, Cycle Singh, Motor Singh, Diesel Singh. So they don't have any Aadhaar card, they don't have any voter identity card, they don't have any PAN card. So it is very difficult because they are nomadic people. So after they got arrested, uh, um, there was no evidence to prove that these people have killed lions, because you can find lion claw, that doesn't prove. So investigating authorities said that, sir, we don't have any solid proof. So later on, from their nails, Gujarat Forensic Science Laboratory, FSL department, headed by Vyas, they could find out the remains of lion blood there. And it was first of all found out that it belongs to cat family. Then they got a special material from Hyderabad laboratory which established that this belongs to Asiatic lions also. And that was the reason that 38 people convicted at one go. And I think this was a very historic investigation, and Interpol has given 4.6 out of 5 marks in that investigation. That the point I'm making, that it was otherwise a very difficult case to prove, because there was no eyewitness, there was no such evidence by which you can case that Bahelia gang. But thanks to that forensic science investigation, that we could do. uh, so many people are blaming media for media trial, and that we had seen recently before couple of years in Sushant Singh Rajput case, the death of a famous Bollywood actor, Sushant Singh Rajput, on 14 June 2020. Uh, Everybody started smelling a rat, that this may not be a case of suicide, but this may be a case of as Mumbai police was describing, that it is a case of, it's an accidental case. But post-mortem report confirms that it is a case of asphyxia due to hanging as cause of Sushant death, and calling it a clear-cut case of suicide. And report rules out any foul play, and the Viscera report also confirmed the same thing. But his girlfriend, Reha Chakrabarti, who was later arrested, she did a tweet tagging Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Twitter and Instagram, and she demanded a CBI probe. And she wants to understand, what pressure prompted Sushant to take this step. There should be a thorough CBI investigation. And after a few days, Bihar police registers an FIR against Reha Chakrabarti and 5 others. I don't want to go into the details of the case, but because of forensic investigation, it was later on found that, it was a clear-cut case of suicide only and hanging. If you see the forensic angle in this, because CBI said that they use advanced mobile forensic equipment to analyze the dump data of the relevant cell towers and location related to area, and it was established that it was a clear-cut case of suicide only. Recently, last year in Baroda, a police inspector killed his girlfriend or concubine with whom he was staying in a live-in relation. And this police inspector, Ajay Desai, was married. He was married and had a child from their wedlock. And this Sweetie Patel, who was with him in live-in relationship, she was insisting that now he should give divorce to his wife and should marry him. And maybe under that pressure, one day he killed her. After killing his partner, Sweetie Patel, because he was a police inspector, very smartly, he did everything, whatever he can do to dose an investigation. But because of forensic investigation, I'll just give you how forensic intervention has helped to detect this, to find out that, police inspector himself was a criminal, that they checked all the CCTV cameras. And from CCTV cameras, they found that, he was taking something suspicious in the boot of his car on the ensuing night, or on the intervening night of that particular fateful day. And they checked all the cameras, CCTV footage, and later on they found that, car stopped near Karjan, near a building which was not used, or it was an isolated building. And then they found that another car came from the opposite side, and these two persons had taken that body in the uh, uh, in a farm. Later on, when they investigated with the help of forensic investigation, they found that he strangulated his wife. Not only that, uh, the police could not find the dead body. Police could not find anything, but because of forensic this thing, they find out near Atalia village in Dahej, that they could find out burnt bones and teeth and a Mangal Sutra. And from Mangal Sutra and that one teeth, DNA could establish that this person was Sweetie Patel only. And Mangal Sutra proved that this was bought from TBZ Jewelers only, and TBZ Jewelers bill proved that it was bought by Sweetie Patel only from her card. And DNA, they proved from chart bonds and suspected detection test and polygraph test conducted later on by GSFL, that everything was corroborating evidence. And later on, Desai and Kirit Singh, who has helped him in burning the dead body, they admitted their crime and they are in judicial custody. Recently in Gandhinagar, we found body of 10-year young girl raped and murdered, and there was no evidence. The dead body was lying near Narmada Canal. After a few days, they found another girl of 13 years, raped and murdered, same modus operandi near Narmada Canal, and they could not find out anybody. After 2 weeks, they found 3-year-old girl on the same isolated location near canal in the month of December. And later on, Gandhinagar police, with the help of CCTV camera, they found out that in the nearby factory, some Thakur was moving in that particular location only. And from that, using mobile tower technology, they could identify the person, that this may be person, because on odd hours this person was moving nearby the dead bodies, and from their footmark they could establish that this man must be there. And from the private part of girls, semen was found, and then it was matched with the semen of this man. They could establish the crime of this person, and he also admitted about killing 2 more girls. And within 14 days, though there was no eyewitness, no other evidence, but forensic evidence helped as evidence, and they could detect this. And within 14 days, charge sheet was filed, and within 1 month, this person was put behind the bar, and he got capital punishment also. The point I am making is that with the help of forensic investigation, another important case has come to forensic department. That is recently this hanging bridge of Morbi, where unfortunately 135 people died. Gujarat High Court and Morbi District Administration and Government of Gujarat has requested, because there is no other evidence which proved that whether structure was given a certificate, fitness certificate, or feasibility report, or whether he has really done uh, mm, due diligence before opening the bridge or not, whether clip was properly attached or not, whether rods were uh, uh, in proper condition or not, whether fitness certificate was obtained from Gujarat Engineering Research Organization or not. So everything was given to ultimately forensic department only, and they had submitted a sealed cover to um, prosecution, which was submitted to district court also. The matter is sub judice. I don't want to go into the detail, but how this can be used as journalist, the latest case, which is a very gruesome murder of Shraddha Walkar, a young girl of 27 year old, was with a live-in relationship with a Muslim boy in Delhi. He was a trained chef working in some five-star hotel, and he killed her in the month of May, before 6 months. And look at this smart man, this psychopath, that he continued his Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook accounts, so that family and others may get an impression that girl is alive, and she is doing WhatsApp messages, and is available on Facebook and also on Instagram. But one of her friend got suspicion that something is wrong, and she informed her parents, and later on they found that girl was missing. And later on, because there was no evidence, they both were staying in a flat, that too in a remote area in Delhi. With the help of mobile technology, with forensic science experts help, with DNA found in the dead bodies and meat, the fridge was investigated by CBI forensic team, and Delhi police took Aftab to to forest area, where he allegedly threw the Shraddha's body part. And the search operation went on for 3 hours, and they found at least 100 body parts and fragments have been sent for forensic examination, and proved that the DNA belongs to Shraddha only, because it was matched with Shraddha's father. And mm, then later on, they confiscated everything, knife and cleaver and 1.5 inch bigger knife and everything. This is very unfortunate incident. But the point I am making is that with the help of forensic intervention, you can do lot of things. And when there is no other evidence available, if you can uh, connect the dots, we can use media forensic for journalistic storytelling. So I can go on and on with so many such stories, but my time may be up, and I am open for so many questions and answers if there is any. But the point I wanted to conclude my speech, this forensic epistemology, if you study carefully, and if you do proper interpretation of evidence, for example, mobile media infrastructure, or media archaeological aspect, or you use digital multimedia forensic excavation. For example, Purvi ma'am, this man's Google profile, when it was searched, it was found that this man has searched how to dispose of dead body. So and how to remove blood clots from the purse. So when he was searching this, forensic expert, search his Google search history, and from there they found that on intervening night of so and so date, this man has searched for this thing only. Otherwise, from his behavior, even his physician said that I can't believe that this man has committed such a gruesome murder. So my suggestion to all my students, or fellow students, and to other experts, that the future belongs to forensic journalism and forensic field. uh, if there is any question, I am ready to take it.
Excellent.
Thank you, Vyas sir. Hope my stories were not boring, sir.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thanking you, sir, for your experiences. And we will have questions, but we will share you with email, sir.
Okay.
So before,
You can share through WhatsApp just now.
Yeah,
so that
WhatsApp would be better, Pranav.
And
Okay.
before I complete, he will have all the questions ready with him, and then he can reply.
But I think we need to listen to Vyas sir also. Na? I don't know the schedule.
I speak, yeah, you will have all the questions with you, so you can prepare the reply.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
That's what sir said.
so before I invite Dr. J.M. Vyas, sir, for the presidential address, it is my privilege to share some of the major achievements of Dr. J.M. Vyas, sir. Dr. J.M. Vyas, sir, is a national icon in the field of forensic science with an unmatched experience of 5 decades as a forensic scientist. This includes steering the forensic science in Gujarat as a director for nearly 3 decades and now presiding it as a director general. To us at the NFSU, he is the father figure who has nurtured this unique university as its founder vice chancellor since its inception. The expertise of Dr. Vyas sir has been sought by a number of important governing councils and committees, such as the Organizing Committee of the Interpol for 3 consecutive terms from 2008 to 2016, Governing Council of Indian Council of World Affairs, which is headed by Honorable Vice President of India, etc. Being a globally recognized forensic expert, Dr. Vyas sir has been felicitated with a number of international and national awards, which includes Padma Shri, one of the highest civilian awards, has been awarded on the occasion of 24th Republic Day in this very 2022 for his extraordinary, distinguished, and commendable services in the field of science. Now may I request Dr. J.M. Vyas sir for his presidential address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Dr. Purvi Pokhariyal, our campus director, Gandhinagar campus. I could see even Professor Junare has joined. So Professor Junare is the director of Delhi campus. Shri Ajay Umat, our good friend, a great journalist. You must have listened to his talk. I was just listening to the talk and I was feeling as if I am listening to a forensic expert.
I don't know, sir.
Knowledge of forensic. I have not come across such a journalist who has this kind of forensic inputs, knowledge, and total what is DNA, what is Latta, what is tragedy, what is the antidote for methyl alcohol. Many, I tell you, I'm not joking. Many of the forensic experts today may not be knowing what is the antidote of methyl alcohol. To be very honest. So much of knowledge, full of knowledge. So excellent, and this is what we try to make all the journalists that you should have the information on forensics. So this is an ideal example of forensic journalism. He has the knowledge of journalism. He is a journalist by birth, and then he has the knowledge of forensic science. So this combination is excellent. Now, why this is required? Now, basically, if you understand, forensic science is application of science and technology in the investigation of crime. Now, why this is important? Because, as we say, science doesn't lie, technology doesn't lie, witnesses may lie, witnesses may be tempered, witnesses may be purchased, but science and technology cannot be purchased. So, the evidences which are examined from scientific point of view are more reliable, more dependable, and they take you to the truth. That is the purpose because of which the forensic science is gaining more importance in current time, not only in India, across the globe. And now every judge, every judicial system, every criminal justice delivery system gives a lot of emphasis on forensic investigations because they get the right part, they got the right findings, which are not misleading. And keeping this in mind, we thought we should also create some forensic journalists because they have the knowledge of journalism. But if suppose a forensic angle is also given to them, so what they can do is because forensic means accuracy, precision, impartiality, dependability, and also credibility. If you have credibility, then only you are a good forensic expert. If you are impartial, you are a right forensic expert. So forensic field demands impartiality, credibility, accuracy, precision, and integrity. If these are there, the person can be a good forensic expert. Now, if this qualities are given to the journalist, they already have this. But then, what people want from journalists is an impartial reporting with credibility. Because your single report can mislead the entire public. So journalism requires high level of accuracy, dependability, and credibility. Whatever they say, whatever comes from their mouth is accepted by the public without any doubt. Therefore, this was very much required. And why we wanted this forensic knowledge in them is they are the people who reach the crime scene the first. Any crime scene you take, the first respondent, the first person reaches. Many a times we have seen before the police reach, the journalists are available. They are there, they take the videography, they try to recreate the whole scene. They also check for from where could be the entry, from where the person could have gone out, etc. So everything is determined by them before the police or before the other agencies, investigative agencies reach. Now, if this forensic component is given to them, that will give them accuracy, but then many a times they unknowingly, in order to take videography and photography, try to disturb the evidences. But if suppose they have this knowledge, they will be very, very cautious in seeing that while taking the photography and videography, none of the important evidences are disturbed. So we give them the knowledge, which are the evidences which could be important from investigation point of view. So they have this knowledge now. They know these are the evidences, they should not be disturbed while taking the photography and videography. We also explain them how the crime scene can be recreated. We also explain them how can you derive a preliminary conclusion about the crime. For example, it is a case of hanging. Whether this hanging is suicidal or this hanging is homicidal. Homicidal hanging means the person was killed and then hanged. Now these are homicidal hangings. So what are the differences when the person himself or herself goes for hanging and the person is hanged after killing? What are the differences? Now this is explained. Now this journalist who reaches the scene is now very well aware that these are the signs of homicidal hanging and these are the signs of suicidal. He will not misreport now. He even can direct the investigating officer. Say, according to me, this has to be a homicidal hanging because there are no ligature marks on the neck. There's nothing. All these marks are homicidal in nature. They are not suicidal. So this cannot be suicide. See, this is how they can also help the investigation. They will stop from misreporting the case that this was suicide, etc. Same case happens in case of burning. Death due to burns, especially in case of ladies. Now these burns are of three types. Accidental burns. She is cooking something and by chance the flame caught and then she was burnt. And then it could be suicide also. She pours kerosene or petrol and then puts herself to burn. And the third would be homicidal. She is killed through throttling, etc. And the dead body is burnt. Now there are three different signs: homicidal burning, suicidal burning, accidental burning. Now, if this interpretation is available, because now they have studied forensics, they already have the knowledge of journalism, but now they are aware which are the signs through which they can say when the body burned, the person was alive. When the body was burned, the person was dead. When the body was burned, the person was dead. It has to be a murder. But when the person was alive and the person died, that means either it could be an accidental death or it could be a suicidal death. So this is how it can be interpreted, and therefore they can see everything. Now they have known that even a matchstick could become a good piece of evidence. They will not disturb matchstick. On the contrary, they will try to take videography of a matchstick and the position of matchstick. Because what happens, I tell you, we have seen many a times, though it is a murder, but then after putting fire to this person, they tried, when they take immediately the person's leave, and then as a result, they put matchstick somewhere, and then they go. Now, if the matchstick is not available near the body, then it is suicide. Because when the person uses the matchstick, when the body starts burning, matchstick will remain near the body. It cannot be away from the body. When matchstick or match matchbox is not available near the body, we immediately presume that yes, this is not a case of suicide. So these are the clues we try to give, even in case of explosion. Now, explosion is also a very important area. And the most important part is to determine the site of explosion, the origin of explosion. And I normally give an example of one case, the Vyas death, Punjab Chief Minister. Now, there was a case that there was an explosion of a car. He just sat inside the car and there was an explosion. Now it was decided that RDX was detected. Now it is fine. The bomb which contained RDX was responsible for this explosion. From where the RDX came is another story. But from forensic point of view, what is important is what was the site of explosion? Was the bomb kept outside the car or it was inside the car when the explosion took place? Inside the car means it was in decking. So, and that is very important. If it was in the decky, that means these are the kind of people who are involved, who had access to the decky of the minister. And if it was outside the car, that means somebody just suddenly came and kept the bomb while the minister was just to sit inside the car. So, and this was determined. Now, based on the symptoms you get and signs of the penetration of missiles in the car, from that you can determine whether the pressure came from outside or the pressure came from inside the vehicle. And this is how, and it was established that it was kept in the decking. And this is how the mode of investigation changed. So these are a large number of cases, and he has already narrated most of the cases which he knows, and they were all sensitive cases, which gives a lot of input. But what I meant to say is, you journalists are the first people, first agency to read most of the time to read the same, because they get the information from the public that this is what the dead body is lying here. There is a fire here. There is an explosion here. There is a live bomb lying here. Now, in case of live bomb also, we train the journalists how to handle the live bomb. At least they can keep distance from the bomb, and then how the bomb is to be lifted. If there is some exercise going on, lifting the bomb, keeping the bomb in water, etc. If this knowledge is there, they can keep themselves safe, secure, and they can also keep the entire society or the locality. So this is the purpose with which we train them, and we have found that it has been very useful. They become good experts of, and then there is also a terminology called investigative journalism. So investigative journalism is nothing but forensic journalism. So when you know forensic, you become good investigator. So this is how we try to make them good investigators, who are impartial, who are accurate, who are precise, and who have a scientific approach. So when a journalist gets a scientific approach, then yeah, he's a good journalist anyway. So but now because he has a scientific approach. And the second point we want and we train them is fake news, social media. Now social media is available to anyone. You can open a fake account in Twitter, Facebook, etc. And you go on sending wrong messages, fake news, misleading people. Now, how to find out whether this news is a genuine news or a fake news? Which somebody has done through a fake account or with bad intention, with his own account, he's spreading this kind of. Even WhatsApp, we get large number of messages which are totally bogus. Yesterday, I tell you, about a week back, there was a YouTube message which I was just going, that Chief Minister of Gujarat resigned. There is a big hangama in Gujarat. How this can happen? Now, when I went inside this YouTube message, there was all kinds of story, but there was nothing related to this resignation. When you just open this and so just to create a kind of inquisition in the public, they create this kind of label, this kind of heading. It's definitely a fake news. So people get misled through this kind of news. So forensic journalism also teaches journalists how to determine that the news is fact. And if you find that the news is fact, yes, as a journalist, you can immediately respond that these are the news we came across, but as per our information, you can come on TV and give this message that these are the fake news. Because I am watching even TV, large number of videos are coming. What is the fake video and what is the genuine video? That kind of news have started coming. So there is a slot, I think, it is given in the TV channels where they from 7:30 to 7:45 they show all kinds of videos and then ask us whether this is genuine or is fake. But even by seeing these videos, we can say, yeah, these are all fake news. So how to determine whether the news is fake or genuine, and then how to manage crime scene in a scientific manner. These are the two areas. Normally, we try to make journalists expert in this so that as far as the journalism part is concerned, they are more accurate, more scientific, and they can do reporting in most impartial manner. This is what has been taught, is being taught to them, and we have found this program very, very useful. Large number of students come and attend this course, and we are really successful. We are happy that we are able to do something, some kind of justice for the country by training journalists, and we could see that they are very, very effective when they go to the scene of offense. Now you can see a person like Shri Ajay, now he has so much of knowledge. If he is present at the scene of offense, no investigating officer can do anything, any mischief at the scene of offense because he has total knowledge of forensics. And this is what we want. If you are more forensic kind of people, then you can stop mistreats which are taking place. Some public coming and destroying, some relatives come and try to destroy evidence in order to save their near and dear can be stopped. So this is the purpose with which the course has been initiated. Been good. I'm thankful to Ajay for giving excellent exposure on forensics. And this is a neutral exposure. As a forensic scientist, if I start praising forensics, I may be biased. But an impartial person praising forensics with some examples really can convince people more easily. So thankful to you once again. And I hope that this workshop, the press day today, goes very well in the people who are in this field of journalism, who are going to be journalists in future, who are doing this journalism presently. It will be definitely useful to all of them. So thank you all for your support and encouragement. Thank you.
I am extremely thankful to Padma Shri Dr. Vyas sir for sparing his valuable time and sharing his thoughts. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have received 3 questions and many more, but 3 important questions from the student side, sir. So one is from Mr. Dipanjan Day from Maharashtra. He's asking that how to conduct a forensic investigative journalism without being branded as conducting a media trial. So,
Yeah. In my speech also I mentioned, when I was talking about Sushant Singh, that, without being a part of media trial, in your reporting, you raise an issue. You simply raise an issue. Like I'll tell you, Vyas Saab was there. Sir, if you recall, on 26th of July 2007, in Ahmedabad, we had a lot of bomb blasts. Serial bomb blast took place in Ahmedabad. And the local police officers immediately said that, somebody has planted these bombs from Pakistan. And this modus operandi shows that, this has come from Pakistan only. I distinctly remember when Chief Minister approached Vyas Saab, he said, sir, without doing proper investigation, I will not give an opinion. And after one day, Vyas Saab said that, sir, it is not RDX which is used in this case. It is the use of urea. That means that some local element must be here who has given patronage to these people, and that must be the root cause. And this doesn't seem to be a handy act of, outside the border of India. And immediately, investigation took turn to that direction. Vyasa can throw more light on that if possible. But I distinctly remember, Vyasa, that, you changed the direction of investigation, and later on those culprits were booked. They are still behind the bar.
Yeah,
Similar,
yeah, yeah.
Similarly, sir, another thing, that example that you had given, that you saw something on YouTube which says that, Chief Minister of Gujarat has resigned. Sir, this is a classic case of clickbait. Now, this is a new thing, on internet, you will find many bots. Bots are, automated generated supporters which come to you on your own, or you can buy bots from Kazakhstan, from Russia, from Singapore and other places, because the ubiquitous nature of internet, you cannot, because servers are jumping from one city to another city, one country to another country. So it is very difficult even for a cyber crime expert to find out from where these boats are coming. So in your case, what they want you to consume more time on internet. Okay, like earlier, newspapers, sorry, these news channels were, wanted more TRPs. So they will come out with breaking news. Now these video bloggers, they want more viewers, they want more time on their, internet platform. So what they'll say, there's a chief minister of Gujarat has resigned. Amit Shah ne kya kaha? Arey bhai, Amit Shah ne kuch nahi kaha. You will not find an iota of truth in that. But because you read the headlines, you would like to go to the video and you will listen to everything. That means, okay, you clicked it and you become part of their bait. So this is all, dirty tricks of the trade, you can call it. But to tell these three students, I received their question from Maharashtra, Kerala, and third one, two from Maharashtra, and the third one is from Kerala. I personally feel that, do proper study of crime scene, do proper study of crime scene, and then, raise questions with the help of some expert. Like, you can approach good people who are subject expert, or, try to study the modus operandi. In this case, where, lions were poached in Gir forest, world wildlife expert some Mirinda told police department of Gujarat that, please find out the modus operandi seems to be from Bahelia gang of Madhya Pradesh. So that important clue came from Delhi, and that lady gave the modus operandi and also said that, what would be the characteristic of these people. These people will be roaming in the forest like as if, they are vendors of some herbal. So they will be roaming in the guise of, selling a herbal, but in reality they are in the business of poaching lions. So sometimes you get good hints also. So social media platforms and some expert will give you hint and start raising questions, okay, why drone technology cannot be used in this case, why why not go for brain mapping, or should we do go for narco analysis in this case, or should we conduct a polygraph test. These are so many cases, and equipments or, instruments are available in forensic science. And then, start connecting dots with CCTV camera and, mobile tower technology and other things. I'm sure, you can detect crime in a better manner than what we used to do early, before 20 years, 30 years. Because I and Vyasa, we belong to the time of, diode, triode, tetrode, pentode, and transistor technology. But these young students, they are lucky that they are born in an Apple and BlackBerry era. So they are a very advantageous lot.
And mind, as you said, UBA was there in that explosive. If you remember, there were 37 explosive devices found in Surat.
In Surat, they were all
On trees, on some bamboos,
bridges,
etc.
on
And then
bridges.
there was a hue and cry that this government, Modi government, has kept all fake explosive devices to create scare in the public,
Right,
and they want to win the popularity. That this is
right,
what the country of Surat, and we will take care. So nobody was ready. Even media people were not ready to listen that these are not fake devices. Then we did
exactly.
the investigation. Actually, it contained ammonium nitrate and fuel oil. It was there. There were detonators also. And then the question of why did not explode. When everything was there, why things did not explode? So
Because of
then we did
pin.
the experiments and we found out that this was a 5 kilogram of material. One detonator was not sufficient enough to go for explosion. So it did not initiate anything. And then detonators were not properly connected. So it
With
was
the
not a
pin.
fake device. There was no role of the government. And then I was asked by the government to go to Surat. I conducted a press meeting. Mr. P.C. Pandey was the DG that time. So
I
we
know,
go and Surat and we organized, and then I gave a detailed presentation to all media people that this is how the bomb was prepared. These are not the fake devices. There is no role of government. They are actual devices, but they could not blast because of these reasons. And then the whole media was convinced.
Right. Vyas sahab, I tell you another incident when Akshardham terrorist attack took place. You know, Brigadier Sitapati Raju was conducting that operation. After that operation got over, morning 6 o'clock 20 minutes, the whole night I was there in that Akshardham temple. And the moment, you know, at morning 6:20, you know, both these terrorists, because they were Fidain and they had decided that, you know, they would kill as many civilians as well as, you know, black cat commandos. So they jumped, and Allah, with the chanting of Allah Akbar, they jumped and they started, you know, firing indiscriminately on various directions. So we were all asked to sleep on the ground. And after, you know, they were eliminated by machine guns and other mm, uh, light machine gun. Brigadier Sitapati Raju, you know, an SRP man was started, you know, touching the body. He said, "Stop there." He did not allow anybody to go near the two dead bodies, though we all knew that, you know, after light machine gun was mounted on them, they are bound to die. But he said, no, wait. After that, you know, he brought fire brigade and he asked fire brigade people to throw water on them. Then he brought dog squad, because dog squad's opinion is also considered to be an expert's opinion. So dog squad came, and dog squad expert said, yes sir, they are dead. After that, you know, he brought bomb squad and he said, you check, you know, whether they were wearing any other grenade or other device or explosive on their body, which can, you know, blast after the moment we are trying to touch the body. So he said nothing should happen. So once, you know, bomb squad, dog squad and fire brigade gave green signal, then only he allowed Gujarat police to touch the dead bodies. So there are certain protocols, you know, that you have to do. You know, that Operation Thunderstorm, it's a brilliant operation.
We also got one more point in that case.
Sir,
Some of the terrorists were possessing carbon papers.
yeah, polythene card, yes.
Research. What
Huh.
is the use of carbon paper that keeping in the paper? And then we came to know that just to hide the weapons from X-ray machines when they come from airport, the X-ray machine cannot detect firearm because they are all wrapped through carbon paper.
Carbon
So they
paper.
were the opinion that carbon papers were kept by them just to wrap the weapons so that they are not identified when they are examined through X-ray machines.
Yes,
That was
yes.
also there.
Yeah, sir. It not only that, cashew nuts were there, polythene bags were there, in which they had kept their dying declaration and addresses and everything. Some sirens were written on that, and they knew that, you know, it might be destroyed with bomb squad or other things. So they had kept it in a polythene, laminated position, so that, you know, their identity can be revealed that they came for a mission and they had given supreme sacrifice for their cause. So they were very trained Fidains.
Correct. Very good. And then we came out with a new technology. Now at the airports, even though you wrap weapons with a carbon paper, still they are identifiable now.
Yes.
So the technology modified. After that incident, we requested the government to modify the technology. Now the advanced technology of X-ray scanning has come. Even if they are wrapped in a carbon paper, they are detectable.
Right.
Yeah. Second question.
So he has answered.
That's all the questions.
Hey, all the questions. Oh, all the questions have been answered now.
So thank
Yes,
you,
sir. I
sir.
think we have confused them. We have confused them sufficiently,
So,
or maybe clarified everything.
Everything is correct. Correct.
So the discussion was very insightful and knowledgeable to all the students. Before I invite Professor Dr. Purvi Pokharial ma'am for the vote of thanks, it is my honor to share some of the major achievements of respected ma'am.
One or two.
So,
Yeah.
Professor Dr. Purvi Pokharial ma'am is India's senior academician with over 25 years of experience in the field of law and justice administration. At present, she is working as a campus director of National Forensic Sciences University, Gandhinagar. She also holds the charge as the Dean of School of Law, Forensic Justice and Policy Studies at the world's first and only Forensic Sciences University, NFSU. Dr. Pokharial ma'am is a visiting faculty at HOF University, Germany, and she is a resource person at various training programs, workshops, and national and international conferences. Dr. Purvi ma'am has also been the editor of many academic law journals. She has several research papers published to her credit and has presented more than 50 papers in various national and international conferences. She has authored a book on artificial intelligence and law. Professor Purvi ma'am has also conducted various FDPs for law teachers on innovative pedagogy for law teaching, outcome-based education for law schools, clinical legal education, justice education, etc. She has also conducted several training programs for law enforcement agencies. And one more thing I would like to add, just one. Professor Purvi ma'am was conferred with Senior Social Scientist Award by the Indian Society of Criminology for her significant contribution to the field of criminology. I now request ma'am for the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Respected Padma Shri Dr. J.M. Vyas, the speaker of the day, Mr. Ajay Umat, Dr. Pranav Dave, Dr. Junare, Dr. Barot, and all the distinguished participants. Wishing you all a very happy Press Day, National Press Day. Listening to Ajay Bhai and our Vice Chancellor Dr. Vyas is what I could narrate is like a forensic science treat, the wonders of the forensic science treat. I was just listening both of them, and I really feel that it is a mind-boggling stories and wonders of forensic sciences investigation and how we can extract the truth. But at the end of the day, when we talk about the journalism or when we talk about the justice delivery system, is all about extracting the truth. So with this, with the help of the forensic science understanding and forensic science approach, we can do this particular thing. And what I feel that forensic journalism is a part of the professional responsibility to the journalist community. Anyway, whenever we are reporting any kind of facts and the news to the people, and especially in the new media era, because new media is all about encompassing all the social media and all kind of a computer human interactions in the digital world, at that point in time, it is very crucial for all of us to know, because we live in the era of the first and the fast news. So in this race of first and fast, we should not missing out the truth element, and we should not misreport. So somewhere I always feel that forensic journalism is an ethical boundary that the journalist professional are doing for themselves, and it's a part of their professional responsibility to ensure that any fact that they are publishing before the social media or on the print media or electronic media should be interpretation free. There should not be any kind of opinionated understanding, but it's all about the facts, which is coupled with the deeper investigation, which is a scientific and which is free from any other kind of an interpretation than the truth. So Shri Ajay Umat has very nicely elaborated all the kind of an important aspects of forensic sciences investigation and how it has led to the justice delivery system, apart from being away from media trial. And that has that the topping on the talk is Dr. Vyas' presidential address, which has really enlightened all of us in an amazing way. I mean, we all have had a great understanding on the importance of the forensic understanding in the justice delivery system. And I wholeheartedly thank on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor and behalf of School of Management, Dr. Junari, on behalf of Dr. Barot and all of us wholeheartedly thank Shri Ajay Umat for your valuable time in sharing this insightful address. Thank you.
Pleasure was mine, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we close.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vyas સાહેબ ને સાંભળવાની બધી અને Vyas સાહેબ is a person who will tell everybody, including Chief Minister of Prime Minister. Yes, sir, this is the truth. Yes, sir, this is the truth. Should never lie. Should never lie.
Thank you.